Okay, let's solve first problem. We have 4x plus y is equal 7. We have 2x minus y is equal 5. Okay, before to solve this system of equation by graphing, first we want to represent in the format of slope-intercept. So first one, it's gonna look like first equation. This is first one, this is second one. So first one is gonna be 4x, y is equal negative 4x plus 7. So let me draw this graph. Okay, so we always start with from y-intercept, which is 7, because we call intercept, that means it's a coordinate, which is 0, 7. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, 0, 7. Next. When we have negative 4 slope, that means we represent as a negative 4 over 1. This is slope. So how works slope? I'm going down by negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be, without counting, it's going to be 3 because 7 minus 4 is 3. And then going horizontally, positive 1. So horizontally, positive 1. Here is the second point. So the graph is gonna look like this. Okay? So this is the first graph. Now second one. Let me change the color of this one also, make it green. This green. So we have second graph, 2x minus y equal 5. So what am I going to do here? 2x minus y equal 5. Since y is negative, I don't want to keep it negative. So negative y I am moving here, positive 5 I am moving here. And I will get 2x minus 5 is equal y. Or now I can rewrite y is equal to x minus 5. Okay, so let's go to get negative 5, which is it's going to be intercept 0, negative 5, correct? Okay. Let me stretch this down. Okay, so negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. This is first point. Second point, it's gonna identify our slope, which is gonna be 2 over 1. So, which means I'm going up by 2. So negative 5 plus 2 is going to be negative 3, right? 1 and 2, this is going to be my negative 3, up by 2. And then positive 1, so positive 1, it's coming this way. Yes? Okay, and the graph is going to go, let me see. like this. Okay, I would like to make it a little bit thinner. Yes, we have. And the solution is going to be intercept. This is going to be the solution. So this point is going to be positive 2. And if I come here, it's going to be negative 1. So the solution is going to be 2, negative 1. Okay? Moving to next question. So finding solution by substitution. Okay? We have 1 over 2x minus 1 over 8y is equal 3. All right, and 2 over 3x plus 3 over 4y, it's equal 4. So solve with method of substitution. So we are going to use method of substitution. So since both equations are fraction, first of all I have to do get rid of fraction. So I have in first equation, first one, second one. In first equation I have denominator 2 and 8, so common denominator is gonna be 8. So which means 2 I have to multiply by 4. And same thing I'm doing here, because whatever change I do to one part of the fraction, I have to do to another part also. So since in denominator I multiply by 4, that's mean numerator also I multiply by 4. Here I have 8, so I don't touch it, which means 1 and 1. So I don't even have to put in there. The different story with 3, denominator is 1 and we need 8. So I'm multiplying here by 8. Multiplying here by 8. Now, in equation, if every single denominator is the same across the equation, we can drop this denominator, which we have here, 8, 8, and 8. We drop it. So we will have here 4x minus y equal 24. Same thing we are going to do with the second one. So we have 3 and 4. Denominator is going to be 12, which means 3 I'm multiplying by 4. Here also multiplying by 4. 4 multiplying by 3. Multiplying by 3. And then denominator is 1, which means I have to multiply by 12, right? Because denominator is 12. We're multiplying by 12. Let's watch it here. 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, and 12. And we have left 2 times 4 and x, it's going to be 8x plus 9y equal 48. Okay, so what we are going to do with substitution here, method of substitution, I'm going to find y from the first equation. Why? Because it's easy for me, because it's only y, there's no coefficient. So what am I going to do from first equation? Let me write down here. 4x minus y is equal 24. So because y is negative, so moving here to get positive, and 24 moving here to get negative. So from here, I'm getting 4x minus 24 is equal y. Okay, next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, if I found it from the y I found from the first equation, that's mean I must plug this y to the second equation. So plugging to the second equation, I am going to get 8x plus 9 times plugging the value of y, 4x minus 24 equal 48. Okay, we plug to this y. Okay, and I'm getting 8x plus 9 times 4x is 36x. 9 times negative 24, it's going to be minus. 9 times 4 is 36, 3 in mind. 9 times 2 is 18, and 3, 21. And we are getting 48. So 8x and 36x like terms. So it's going to be 44x. And 216, once I moved here, it will be positive. So we're going to get 216 plus 48. It's going to be equal 264. Okay. And from here, we divide by 44. Divide by 44. This is 1, and this is going to be 4. And our x is equal 4. This is important. We have already value of x. Now let's plug value of x to this one. Y is equal 4x minus 24. So we are getting 4 times 4 minus 24 is equal y. Yes? Oops, I found here mistake. I meant to write down here 6 and instead put 4. I'm sorry. So this is equal 6. Okay, now I will plug here instead of 4, I will plug 6. So what do I get? 24 minus 24 is equal y. So y is equal 0. So which means the answer is going to be 6 and 0. Okay. Moving to question number 3. So what do we have to do here? We have to use method of addition. 2s plus 3t equals 0. 3s minus 6t is equal 10. Actually, it's 9. Okay. So this is first one. This is second one. So method of elimination. For method of elimination, meaning we have to bring to the level the equation so that when you add them, the variable will disappear. So watch how I'm going to do. So it's going to be 2s plus 3t equal 9, and I have 3s minus 6t equal 10. So I'm going to, since we are going to use method of elimination, so I'm going to eliminate t. Okay, I'm going to eliminate t. Therefore, here, 3t I'm going to bring to 6t, which means I'm going to multiply by 2, which means I will get here, distribute these 2 by every single term, right? And I will get 4s plus 6t is equal 18. And here I have second one, I'm leaving the way it is, equal 10. Okay, so if I add them up, this is gone, and I'm getting 7s is equal 28. and dividing by 7, I will get 1 and 4. So S is equal 4. Now let's find out T. So which one? When you are using method of elimination, you can plug to it either equation you want. So S is equal 4. I'm going to choose first one. So it's going to be 2 times 4 plus 3t is equal 9. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3t is equal 9. 3t is equal 9 over 8, which means it's equal 1. And t is going to be equal 1 over 3. And from here, since if it's not xy, so you are using letters by alphabet. So S comes first, T comes second, which means S is acting here as an X, 4, and T is acting as an Y, so it will come second. Okay? Moving to next question. Question number 4. So Y is greater or equal 4x minus 1, and Y is less equal 5 over 6x. Okay, so we need to build both of them, and because we are going to solve by graphing. So first one, let me see. Let me use black one for the axis. Okay. So I start with the first one. I will start with y-intercept, yes, which is going to be -1. Here it is. I have -1. Let me move this a little bit high. Okay, so this is my -1. And then I have 4 over 1 here, right? So which means I'm going up by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be -1 plus 4. It's going to be 3. And indeed, here it's 3. And 1 positive, I'm moving horizontal position. This is the second one. So first is your intercept, and second is this one. So the graph, it's gonna look like this. Okay, now second one, let me change the color for the second one. Okay, so what do we have here? Since we don't have available term, which means this y-intercept is going to be 0, which means I'm starting from 0. And then I'm going up by 5, so 3, 4, 5, this is going to be 5, I came 5, and then going by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this is what's going to be our second point. And graph is going to be okay. So now we need to learn, because it's inequality, then we don't have one question if the answer. If it would be system of equation, then this point would be our solution. This point would be our solution, but we have system of inequality. That means it can be more than one. It's many solutions, many answers can be. Therefore, we need to find it, which area it's going to be. Now, let's work with the first one. So, since this one I used this color, let me put this color on it. Okay, so let me work with the first equation. Y is greater or equal 4x minus 1. Okay, so if x is equal 0, I get y is greater or equal negative 1. Yes? Okay, I'm going to show here. So the graph goes like this. This is negative 1. So y is greater or equal negative 1. So come this way. Yes? Okay. Now, when y is equal 0, what do I get? 0 is greater or equal 4x minus 1. Right? If I move this negative 1 on this side, it's going to be positive 1. So I'm getting 1 is greater or equal 4x. From here, that means I have to divide by 4, and I will get 1/4 is greater or equal x. If 1/4 is greater or equal x, that means x is less equal 1/4. Why? So let me bring you some simple example. If I put 3 is greater or equal than 2, so that means 2 is less equal 3, right? I mean, equal cannot be here, so it's going to be only greater or less. Yeah. 2 is less than 3, correct? So, which means if you flip the numbers from both sides, then you flip the sign also. Therefore, if 1/4 is greater than x, then x has to be less equal 1/4. So, x is less equal, this is our 1/4. Oops, what just happened? Okay, if this is our 1/4. So less equal, it's going to be this way, which means for this graph, shading area is going to be this way. Yes? Okay. Now, next I'm using the other graph, the green one. Y is less equal 5/6x, which means when x is equal 0, I get y is less equal 5/6 times 0, which means y has to be less equal 0, yes? Which means if this is my 0, the graph it goes like this. So less than 0, it's going to be down, correct? Okay, and if y is equal 0, then I'm getting 0 less equal 5/6x. So which means 5/6x greater equal 0, and from here x is also greater equal 0. So x is going to go greater 0, x is going to go this way because this is our x, this is our y, right? So which means for green one is going to be this shading area, correct? So for this graph, let me take thick one. So it's going to shade to the left. For this one, it's going to shade to the right. What does that mean? If you put them together, so look here. The green one is going to be shaded like this, right? And the this reddish one, it's gonna shade like this, yes? So where it's gonna be overlapping? It's gonna overlap right here in the middle between these two. Okay? It's gonna overlap between these two. All right, and so this is going to be the solution. Question number 5. So, question number 5. We need to solve the system by graphing y is less than 1, x is greater than negative 5. Okay, this is very easy to do. So, I don't have to solve anything. Yeah. So y is 1, positive 1, let's say this is my 1. And it's going to go dashes because when equal sign is missing, the graph is going dashes. Let me see if I forgot to use, no. Equal sign is there, so we are using solid line. Previous one also, let me check. Previous one, no, it's a system of equation. Okay, it's the first inequality here, number 4. Okay, for the second one, since we don't have here equal, if you would have equal, then it's going to be solid line because equal is missing, it's going to be dashes. So this is y is equal 1. Now for x is equal negative 5. Where is going to be negative 5? 1. It's going to go by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's going to be also dashes. And this is our negative 5. So x is equal, x is less than 1, x is greater than negative 5. So it's going to be shaded like this, right? Greater negative 5. And y is less than 1. It's going to shade like this. Yes? So what does that mean? The shading area is going to be this piece. Because that's where they are overlapping. Okay. There we go. All right, moving to next. Number 6. So next we have 2b to power negative 3 to power negative 3. So what do we have here? It's going to be equal 2 to power negative 3 and b negative 3 to power negative 3. It's going to be negative 3 times negative 3. It's going to be positive 9, yes? b to positive 9. So from here, because 2 I have to negative 3, it's coming down to positive 3. Okay. Okay. And b to power 9, it's positive, so it stays on the top. Therefore, we get b to power 9, and here 2 to power 3 is 8. Okay. Number 7. Where is number 7? Free x to power 0, c to power 4 over z to power 2. And all this to power negative 4. Okay, so what do we get? Because I have here negative, I'm going to flip the fraction, which means whatever is at the denominator will become to numerator. Whatever at numerator will go to denominator. And all this is going to be to power already positive 4 because I got rid of negative. So we get z to power 2 to power 4, power to power. It's going to be z to 8. We multiply. Now 3 to power 4. It's going to be 3 to power 4, which is 81. X to power 0 is 1. That's it. So I don't need to raise to power 4 because 1 to any power is going to be 1. And c to 4 to power 4. 4 times 4, it's going to be c to power 16. So the answer is going to be z to power 8. Here is 81, c to power 16. Question number 8. So scientific notation, we need to write down the number, large number, as how much we have here, 10,250,000,000. Okay, to write down in the format of scientific notation, so first number, it's going to consist of two numbers. The one is a number, another one is 10, is going to be to some power. Let me see. The first number, it has to be less than 10. Now look what I'm doing. I'm going to put, if I take 10, it will be too much. Has to be less than 10. So I put position, decimal position after 1. And from there, I'm going through numbers, 0 to 5. Yes? So what did I do? I reduced by how many times? Look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, right? Because my point came here. 10 times, which means, so I have to multiply this 1.025 to power 10, so to get the original problem. Question number 9. Interesting part here. You cannot take 10, you cannot take 102 because this number has to be less than 10. And we have 1. Question number 9. Now it's going opposite direction. We have 0.1234, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1, 1, 6. Okay, so I'm going to write down, it's going to be 1.16, okay, and how many times I have to, so it was small number, I made it big, so I have to reduce how many times. Let's see, I put point here, so I'm going from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, which means I have to divide by 10 to power 5. To divide, I'm writing down times 10 to power negative 5. When you have exponent negative, that means it's a division. Why? Because you put 1.16 and you divide by 10 to power 5, right? Because it's negative sign. Okay. Next. Question number 10. Number 10, so we need to evaluate by using scientific notation and law of exponent. Okay, let me see what we have. 100, 0, 0, 0 times 0.004 times 0.03 times 30 comma 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I have two decimal notation here. So two small numbers and I have two large numbers. So I'm going to multiply two small numbers. Okay. And then I'm going to multiply two large numbers. So combining to make it easy. Okay. So first let's multiply this and this. Large numbers. So it's going to be equal 11 times 3, it's going to be 33. And then after that, let's count how many zeros we have. So we have 1, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So since when you multiply, you add all exponents. So 5, I'm continuing. 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to be 9 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 33 billions. Next, multiplying by, now let's multiply these two. 4 times 3 is 12. My point is here, and how many decimal notation I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5. So when I put 12, my decimal is here. So I'm going 5 decimal notations. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0 comes here. The rest is going to be these zeros. So 0.00012. Okay. All right. And as a result, we are going to get now 33 times 12. Next, that's the next multiplication. 33 times 12. It's going to be 396. So I have 5 small digits here, 5 small numbers, decimal notations. So it will be cancelled with 5 decimal notations. Let me see. You know what? Let me make it easier. I'm going to make it easier. So, all right. Let me do it easier. So 33 and 9 zeros, it's going to be 3.3. Because 33 I can take as a decimal notation. So it's going to be 3.3. And I'm going to multiply by 10 to power 10. Why 10? Because I have 9 zeros and one position. I moved from here to here, right? So 10. 10 to power 10. Next, times. It will be 1.2 times 10 to power, how many position? I plug it here, right? Decimal, and will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 to power negative 4. Because it's small number. I made it big, but it's supposed to be small. So that's what we got. So 3.3 times 10 to power 10 multiplied by 1.2 times 10 to power negative 4. Let's see, I can put it 10 to power negative 4. Okay. So from here, 3.3 times 1 to power 2. So 3.3 times 1.2, it's going to be 3.96. Let me double check. 3.3 times 1.2, yes, 3.96. What did I do? I did multiply these two numbers, right? Now, next I have to multiply this with this. So 10 to power 10 times 10 to power 4. So when we multiply, base is the same, 10, then we add exponent, yes? And one exponent is 10, the other exponent is negative 4. So 10 minus 4, or 10 plus negative 4, it's same thing. It's going to be equal 10 to power 6. And that is going to be your answer. Number 11. Simplify. So simplifying the negative exponent. So since we have 1 over c to power negative 1, so negative 1 is going to come on the top, c to power positive 9. And here it's going to be 1, which is c to power 9. Number 12. We need to simplify. It's going to be 2 a to power 6, b to power 5, and c to power 3. Let's see, 2 to power 3 is going to be 8. A to 6 to power 3, it's going to be 6 times 3 is 18, which is going to be 8 to power 18. Next, b to power 5 to power 3, it's going to be b to power 15. And c to power 3, it's going to be c to power 3. And that is the answer. Question number 13. So negative 16, a to power 4, b to power 8 times 5, b to power 4. And we divide by negative 5, b to power 7, and here is a also. Okay, let's see what we are going to do here. It's equal. Negative, I put negative. Oh, actually, I have negative here, I have negative here. So negative divided by negative is positive. So I can take off negative. Fraction is going to be positive already. And here we have 16, a to 4, b to 8, times 5, b to 4, and 5, b to 7, and a. Let me repeat one more time. We have in numerator negative, we have in denominator negative, therefore it's gonna be fraction is becoming positive. Okay, fraction is becoming positive. All right, so let's see what we are going to do. This 5 cancelled with this 5, right? Now b, we have here 8 on the top, we have 8, and at the bottom we have 7. But you can combine this 8 with this 4 first also. Doesn't matter, it's all kind of combinations, whichever you prefer. So it's gonna be, let me write down, this 16 is gonna stay. Okay, so b to 8 divided b to 7, it's gonna be b to 1, right? 1 I don't put. And a to 4 divided by a, which means a to 1. So 4 minus 1, because when we divide, we subtract, right? Let me refresh real quick. If I have a to n times a to m, we have a to power n plus m. If I have a to n divided by a to m, that is equal a to power n minus m. So it's gonna get, 16 stays the same. A to power 4 divided by a to power 1, it's gonna be a to power 3. And then b to power 8 times b to power 4, it's going to be b to power 12, yes? Because 8 plus we are going to add, it's going to be b to power 12. And 12, here I have b to power 7. Let me write down, okay? b to power 12. Here I have b to power 7. So the answer is going to be 16a to power 3 and b to power 5, because 12, when you divide, we subtract exponents, right? Okay, based on this rule, we subtract exponents. So we get 16a to 3, b to 5. Number 14. So 22 x to power 5 y divided by negative 66 x to power 2 and y to power 6. So what we are going to get? So 2266, this is going to be 1, this is going to be 3. Okay, x to 5 divided by x to 2. So x, the 5 minus 2, it's going to be 3. So this is going to be x to power, okay, this is going to be negative 3 here. X to power 3, it's going to be here, because degree 5 is the biggest degree. So remainder stays where the biggest degree is. And then y to power 1, here is y to power 6. Because degree 6 is greater than degree 1, then I keep that remainder is here, y to power 5. 6 minus 1 is 5. So the answer is going to be negative x cubed over 3y to power 5. Question number 15. So I have 3a cubed b squared times negative 2 x to power 8 y to power 9. Okay, so when we have multiplication here, so all we're going to do, find what we can multiply with what. Interestingly enough, all I can do, multiply 3 times negative 2. And that's it. Why? Negative 6. Because the rest I have a, b, x, y. I don't have the same base. All 4 bases are different. Therefore, what am I going to do? I'm going just leave it the way it is. Negative 6, a to power 3, b to power 2, x to power 8, y to power 9. And that's all. Question number 16. It's going to be 4x to power 5 times 8x. Okay, so this is going to be, see, we have the same base, x and x, then we need to add, we can add exponents, right? So let's first do 4 times 8 is going to be 32. Oops. 4 times 8 is 32, and then x to 5 times x to 1, it's going to be x to 6. And we are done. 17. b to power 16 times b. It's going to be b to power 17, right? 16 plus 1, 17. Okay. 18, solving inequalities. Graph the solution of the following system. So x plus 3y less than negative 24, and y is less equal x. Okay, so first of all, y is less equal x. So I'm going to draw first y is less equal x because it's easy to draw. Okay. So, less equal. So if y is equal x, that means what? X is equal 1. Y is equal 1. X is equal negative, x is equal negative 1. Y is equal negative 1, right? And it's going to go through 0 because when x is equal 0, y is equal 0. So it's going to go, it's because it's 90 degrees, it's going to create 45 degrees. It's going to go under 45 degrees. Okay. All right. So this is y is equal x. Now, because we have equal sign, therefore it's going to be solid line. The other one, we don't have the equal sign. That means it's going to be dashes. So let's solve that one. So x plus 3y less than negative 24. So from here, 3y is less than negative x minus 24. And dividing by 3 everywhere, I am getting y less equal negative 1/3 x minus 8. Okay, so let's see. Eight. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8. We start with negative 8, right? And then I have 1/3. So I'm going to go 1 positive, like 1 positive I'm going to go, and then 3 negatives. That's how I'm going to go. So 1, 2, 3, it's going to go to negative 5. Negative 8 plus 3, negative 8, I'm sorry, it's 1 is on the top. So I'm going to go up 1, it's going to be negative 7. And now I'm going to go negative 3, 2, 3. No, it's negative 7, not negative 8. And here is going to be this point. Okay, so let me stretch this for longer. Okay, now this one is going to go through this point and this point. So, and it's going to be dashes. So, which means it's going to be okay. Use your imagination, please. It's going to be supposed to be a straight line. Let me see. Approximately. Okay. Now we need to figure out which area we are going to shade. Very easy. So for the y less equal x, so when x is 0, right? Let me write down here, green. Y less equal x. When x is 0, then y is going to be less equal 0, right? Which means it's going to go like this, correct? Now when y is equal 0, we get 0 less equal x, or x is greater equal 0. So it's gonna x greater equal 0, it's gonna go like this, correct? Which means for this one, it's gonna shade this area. Yes? Okay. Next. Blue one. We're going to do the blue one. So y is less equal 1/3 x minus 8. Actually, let me go this one. I can shade it. This is going to go this direction. All right. Okay. And so on. It will keep going. Now, with this one, so what do we have? When x is equal 0, when we get y is less equal -8, right? Where is my -8? It's right here. So -8, which means it's going to go down like this, yes? And now, if y is equal 0, we get 0 less equal 1/3 -1/3 of x minus 8. So if I move 1/3 of x on this side, it's going to be positive 1/3 of x less equal -8. And dividing by 1/3, so this is gone. And our point is going to be somewhere this way, because if I continue this, it's going to go like that. No. So it's going to be somewhere here. So what's happening then? X is going to be less, which means it's going to be shaded this way, right? So this area for this graph, it's going to be shading going to go this direction. So where they are overlapping? They are overlapping in this area. Okay. So let's see. This is this piece from one graph. By the way, when you are using inequality, then the shading area is going to be limited by both graphs. Okay? And it's going to go like this. So the shaded area is going to be this, between these two, because that's where they are overlapping. Okay? Okay. Question number 19. Okay. You know what? The rest I can do. No, okay, let me go. I thought I will break into two parts, but not. Okay, let's do it. Number 19. So this is more interesting one. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4 graphs. So y is it's going to be y is less equal 2x plus 3 and 6y plus 5x less equal 12. Okay, x is greater equal -2 and y is greater equal -3. So let's graph it. Let's graph it. Let's see what we are going to get. What is going to be our solution. So first one. The second one. So y is less equal to x plus 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here is 3. And then, so let me write down y is less equal to x plus 3. So 3 is our intercept, 0, 3. Now I'm doing graphing 2 over 1 slope. So I'm going up by 2, 1, 2, and then going positively 1. So this is 3 by 2, up by 2 is 5, and here coming 1. Here is this graph. This is the first graph. So this is going to be first graph. Second one, I'm going to highlighten. Okay. So I'm going to graph 6y plus 5x less equal 12. So from here, 6y less equal -5x plus 12, and dividing by 6 everywhere. Y is less equal -5 over 6x plus 2 equal plus 2. So y less equal +2, which is here, +2. And then -5 over 6, it's going to be slope. So going back to -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 minus 5, it's going to be -3. So which means this is going to be -3, right? This point, -3. And +6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to come here and here. So one point is this and the other point is this. And the graph is going to be this. Okay, next. It's going to be x is greater or equal -2. Let me see. So x is greater or equal -2. Where is -2? Right here. Since it's a solid line, equal sign in there, that means we have solid line here. Okay, this is -2. And the third one, y is greater or equal -3. Let me see what color I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this one. So greater or equal -3. -3 is where? Right here. And it's also going to be solid line, right? -3. if the system equation have solution, then usually solution is gonna be included in the area that limited, that bordering with every single graph. And that piece is gonna be this. With every single graph. It's gonna be this. But if you wanna check, you're again going like that. X is 0, let's say for first one, this one. If X is 0, then Y is gonna be greater than 3, right? Okay, here it's greater than 3. I mean less than 3. So it's gonna shade it this area. Let me shade it separate. So this one, for this blue one, if this is our graph, okay, this is 3, so X is 0, Y is gonna be less equal 3. So less equal 3, it's gonna be this. And then if it's Y is 0, we get 0 less equal 2x plus 3. So moving 3 on this side, it's going to be negative 3 less equal 2x, which means 2x is greater or equal 3. And we're dividing by 2. This is gone. X is greater or equal 3 over 2. Negative 3 over 2, which is this one, and it's going to be greater than, so it's going to be this way. So this is going to be shading area like this. Yes? Now next one, green for shading area, 6y plus 5x less equal 12. So we need to find y. So actually, no, we don't need to. Let's see. I can go same way. X is equal 0. Then I will have 6y is less equal 12. Y is less equal 2, right? Okay, where is my green graph? Green graph is going like this. So less than 2, if this is my 2, it's going to be less than 2, come down. And if y is equal 0, I get 5x is less equal 12. And x going to be less equal 12 over 5. 12 over 5 is 2 and 0.4. This is 2 and 0.4. And it's going to be less. So if this less than 2 comes this way, x is less than 2, 12.5 comes this way. So the entire graph goes this way. Okay. Number 3. It's coming x greater or equal 2. That's pretty straightforward. Greater or equal negative 2. If this is my negative 2, greater or equal, it's going to shade like the, okay. I don't like what's happening. So it's going to be greater or equal. It's going to go like this, yes? And the last one, y greater or equal negative 3. So if the graph is, this is your graph, negative 3 is right here. So greater than, it's going to go like this, right? So, and if you overlap all these of them, and you will see that this yellow shading area, it's going to be the solution, because that's the area where they are overlapping by each other. Okay? Question number 20. So, what do we have? Give me 1 second, I'm checking something here. Yeah. Okay. So question number 20. So we have y is greater or equal 4x minus 1, and y is, what just happened, and y is less equal 3 over 5x. And we need to solve it by graphing. Okay. Oh, okay, and then the other one is gonna go like this. And what do we get? So first one, I start with -1. Here is my -1, and then I have slope, we have 4 over 1. So I'm going to go up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then +1. It's gonna come here, +1. So we're using these two. Okay, so this is -1. Here we are coming up from -1, coming up by 4. It's going to be +3, this one, and this is +1. This is first one. Now second graph. So y less equal 3 over 5x. 3 over 5x, since we don't have here any available term, that means we start from 0, right here. And then moving up by 3, coming here, this is 3, and then going by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the graph is going to be okay, like this. Now let's look at shaded area. So first equation, first inequality. When x is 0, I get y is greater or equal -1, right? Which means it's going to go up. Correct? And when y is 0, okay, let's go step by step. Greater or equal 4x minus 1. So x is equal 0. Y is going to be greater or equal -1, which I already showed here. Now when y is equal 0, I get 0 greater or equal 4x minus 1, which means it's going to be, if I move -1 here, it's going to be 1 greater or equal 4x. Okay? So I can switch with positions. 4x less equal 1, and dividing by 5, dividing by 4. So I get x is less equal 1/4. So where is my 1/4? This is my 1/4. So it's going to be less equal. It's going to come like this. So all together, it is going to be this area, right? Let me make it thicker. Okay, now second one, y is less equal 3 over 5x. So which means when x is equal 0, y is less equal 0, right? Which is less equal 0 come this way. And when we have y is equal 0, we get 0 less equal 3 over 5x, which means 3 over 5x is greater or equal 0, and x greater or equal 0. So x is going to be greater than 0. So it's going to be this area. Yes? Now you tell me which area is going to be the answer. Of course it's going to be this one, because they are overlapping here. Okay? All right, question number 21. So y is less than 4, x is greater than negative 5. Okay. So y is less than 4. Let's say this is 4. It's going to be dashes. Okay, let me see if I can make dashes with this, because equal sign is missing. Okay, so less than 4, it's going to come down like that. Next, x is greater than negative 5. Negative 5 is here. Let's say negative 4, negative 5 is right here. And it's going to go dashes also. So greater than negative 5, which means it's going to come this way. And this is going to be the solution, yeah? Doesn't look, take it. Let me go this way. Doesn't take well. What on the earth is happening? Well, going back to this color. Okay. So the solution is going to be this area, because that's the area they are overlapping. Okay? Number 22. Free S plus 5t is equal 10, and 7s minus 15t equal 18. So we need to solve with method of elimination. So what am I going to do? Let's write down. 5t is equal 10, 7s minus 15t is equal 18. So 5t I'm going to bring to the level of negative 15, which means I'm multiplying by 3. So that is equal 9s plus 15t equal 30. And then 7s minus 15t is equal 18. If I add them, this is gone. 9 plus 7, it's going to be 16s, and this is going to be 48. So from here, dividing by 16, dividing by 16, ts is equal 3. Okay, plugging where s? I'm plugging into first one, s, this one. So 3 times s is going to be 3 plus 5t is equal 10. So 5t is equal 10 minus 9, this 3 times 3 is 9. 5t is equal 1, and we divide by 5, and t is equal 1/5. And the very last question, 1 over 3 x minus 1 over 12 x is equal 5, and then 4 over 5x plus 2 over 3y is equal 12. Let's get rid of denominators, right? So 3 and 12, denominator is going to be 3, right? I mean 12, right? Which means 3 multiplied by 4, multiplied by 4. 12 I don't touch because we already have 12. 5 denominator is 1, so multiply by 12, multiply by 12. And we are getting 4 times 1, it's 4x minus, wait a minute. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be y. Yeah, minus y is going to be equal 60. And the second one, let's see what we have. 5 and 3, it's going to be 15. So this one I'm multiplying by 3. This one I'm multiplying by 5. And this one I'm multiplying by 15 because there is no denominator, or denominator is 1. So once I drop it, I'm getting 3 times 4x, it's going to be 12x, plus 10y is equal 12 times 15. It's going to be equal 180. Okay, now it's asking to solve with method substitution. So y is equal, from the first one, y is equal 4x minus 60. How did I get? I moved with this y on this side and moved 60 on this side. So 4x minus 60. Okay. Next. Y is equal 4x minus 60. So now I can plug to the second one. to the 12x plus 10y equal 180. What do we get? 12x plus 10 times 4x minus 60 instead of y, plugging 4x minus 60 equal 180. Okay, we get 12x plus 40x minus 600, right? We distribute. Equal 180. Okay, so what we are going to get, 12 and 40, it's going to be 52x, and 180 plus 600, it's going to be 780. Okay, so 780 divided by 52, it's going to be equal 15. This is gone. This is 1. This is 15. Okay, so x is 15. Since x is, we have already 15, we need to plug to this y. I'm plugging to this y. So y is equal 4 times 15 minus 60. Y is equal 60 minus 60. Y is equal 0. So the answer is x is 15. Y is 0. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.